East Asia Minerals is a junior explorer focused on developing precious metal assets in Indonesia. The mining company has two primary projects in the Republic, the Sangihe with 266,000 ounces gold including near-surface oxides, and the Miwah with 3,140,000 ounces gold open along strike across width and at depth. They have recently announced that they have retained Martin Jati Lawyers for land survey and land acquisition service pertaining to the Sangihe project. I spoke with company CEO and chairman Terry Filbert to get a better insight about the latest developments.
Hi Terry, it's great talking to you again.
Hey, great to be back. It's a long time no see.
Yes, it has. Terry, we've talked a bit about the Sangihe project in our previous discussion. The update now is that East Asia has now retained Martin Jati Lawyers for land survey and land acquisition service for that mining area. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
Well, we believe we're going to have our license completed, our 30-year license completed next month. The next really on the chain of events that has to happen to be able to go into production after we get our license is to acquire the land. The land does take time to acquire. It's actually owned by the state. There's a lot of land users, and they must be compensated. And there's a step-by-step the state puts out to do that. So to make this a very smooth and fair process, we brought in a specialist, and this is what Martin Jati law firm does. They actually just do this type of a land acquisition program. So they'll go map out each area, make sure they're exactly the area these people have had as land use. They their families may be using it for hundreds of years. So basically, and we will compensate them for every shrub, anything that's basically a production plant. Like it'd basically be coconut trees or nutmeg trees or clove trees. So whatever is there, there's a certain price that the government's already set for that type of and how old the tree is too. So if it's end of life, beginning of life type of thing. So they will go through and down to the very last detail, put down what is on that piece of land and how much land they have. Then with that, they will give the government a list of each of the land owners and what they should be compensated by, what's on the land, and comparing it to the government's chart of what they're allowed. Then they will also work with the government to make those payments. So we'll give them the cash. They will distribute so all the people there are taken care of fairly. There's no issues. Any issues come up, they will deal with it, on the legal side. And so this makes things much smoother, much faster. A lot of these projects will get caught up because you get someone in there and they decided to be, well, I don't want to sell. It's not their land, but they're still trying to, to slow things down so they get more money. And the government has, a program. You follow the program, that doesn't happen. But you have to follow the program exactly. So it's best to have a specialist that knows how to. They've got experience in this. They have 3 or 4 teams around the country doing this for other operations. So they were actually recommended to us by our law firm. So this is going to be, hopefully, it could be as long as 3 months with, the COVID issues. We're hoping to basically get it down to 2 months. The 2 to 3 months is the time it'll take to have the land acquired.
Excellent. Sounds great. Terry, we also talked about the political climate last time as well. For example, the 2020 mining law amendment passed by the Indonesian government and all the stuff that we basically mentioned. But what about now? How would you describe the political climate at this moment?
Political climate is more affected by COVID. Again, a lot of people are having a hard time or can't go to work. So the government's trying to balance, they really can't do what America's done and pay everybody to stay home. So everyone's having to go to work. COVID is being allowed to run through the system. They're going for herd, what was it? They're trying to basically everyone using, the COVID itself, but they're also trying to keep the curve down. And to do that, they've actually had all the islands, sealed off from each other, where you have to do 14 days. Even one little island to another little island, doesn't matter, if they're how close they are, they have to be 14 days, basically quarantine. So slow down the interaction between the islands. That's, affected us a little bit, mainly because it takes time to get people places. So, when you get someone into, Sangihe, they got to wait 14 days before they start, being affected. So, that a little bit, so that's how it's affected us. As for political climate, there's elections for governors towards the end of this year. They're supposed to be mid this year, but they're going ahead. That hasn't seen. Nothing has really affected us. The new mining laws of 2020, it has helped us in a positive way. where basically maybe some regulations there to help us with Miwah. Also, from what I understand, not to confirm with my attorney, but from what I was told, basically we also going to take our COW with Sangihe and extend it another 20 years when we get there in the end of our 30 years. So it could be a 50-year cycle on the works. And so the news. So my attorney, many of these regulations haven't been released yet. So it's only what the government's released out to the news organizations that have given it to us. So so I'm waiting to hear more for that.
Also, a question that might be interesting to investors out there as well. We're just wondering how you guys are doing for the books. Are you looking to raise any money? And if so, how would you do that? What do you have ready for the future?
Basically, that's a very good question because, I mean, we've actually had a nice surprise where our stock had a very good run up and basically went from like 3.5 cents to 24 cents on a couple of months. We have about 18 million 10-cent warrants, and those just started executing like crazy. Actually, we had to bring in another admin staff to handle all the exercises. So that's actually given us cash to be able to start things for closing the production license faster. After the AMDAL, we were going to raise more money via private placement. We probably still will. But the whole thing is that we couldn't start making these payments for taxes or other payments to be made to get the operation production license completed until after that was finished. We've been able to start that earlier. And same with the land acquisition. We couldn't have started that basically until a month later. With the time we think we'll have the private placement done. So so we were able to move things forward a little faster. But no, we have 18 million 10-cent warrants that actually expired by November, in November. So basically those people, I mean, they're well in the money. And at the same time, basically, they're about to expire. So I think that's the reason you're seeing the rush. And also we do have a number of project financing deals on the table. And basically royalty deals and gold forward loans, and we're going to get one of those closed hopefully in the next few weeks or maybe in the month, and that basically will give us the project financing through construction and into production. So we do believe we have a really strong plan to from today clear to or into full production. And full production, I mean not just we'll get the first stage was the heap leach pad. And that's going to be, getting us so we have proof of concept. After that, because it takes 9 months to get our Merrill-Crowe plant in. So basically, we'll be doing artisanal production in the beginning, which might be 20. We don't have to wait for the plant. Once the plant comes in and we turn that on, then we are very scalable. Our production cycles will be more compressed. At the same time, we can do larger amounts of production. So we hope to basically bring in higher end material. We have some we can high grade some material we have, and basically be able to get our production up to 2,000 ounces a month very quickly, and then over, I'm hoping, 24 months up to 4,000 ounces a month. So basically, we have the plan how to build our production up. But again, when you're talking about, beginning, it's just, we at the same time, while we're waiting for the full production to come online, we can be producing and showing that we have, a good gold product here.
Great insight, Terry. It's always great talking to you.
Same here. I'm glad that we've had a chance to catch up, and I look forward to the next one.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.